Greetings and welcome back. Hey look, not really growing stuff yet, but soon enough, soon enough. As you can see, we've had a little bit of melting, but it is the 5th of April, and boy, I tell you, we were a long way ahead of this last year. Here's some footage from the 28th of March last year, and you can see there's a bit of open area. Skip ahead a year to the 28th of March this year, and this is what it looked like. Lots of snow yet, tons of snow. And as I said, it is now the 5th of April, and still a ton more snow than we had last year, but it's finally starting to melt a little bit, and some signs of progress, which is really nice. Of course, then you see the mess that you've left from last year, and that's no fun. But we'll clean that up eventually. Well, and the snow did cause a casualty. What you see here is the remnants of one of the tables I used for hardening off my plants last year. This glass-topped table did pretty well through the whole winter. Just a ton of snow on top of it, but once things started to melt and the snow was mixed with rain, it got pretty darn heavy, and I came home one day to this. What you see there on the ground is not snow twinkling. Those are little shards of glass that are here on my back deck, and I'm going to have to spend quite a bit of time trying to clean all those up, so I'm not looking forward to that. So a couple of weeks ago, I did start my seeds. First I had to calibrate my meters, my pH and ppm meters, parts per million meters. And each meter takes a little bit of different calibration process. So I'm not going to be able to go through like how I did that necessarily. But 3 different solutions to calibrate the meters, got that all done. Got my water to 5.5 pH, so I could use that on my rock wool. Get that good and soaked it for a couple hours. Drained it nicely. No mishaps this year, I'm proud to report. Learning from last year's problems. So yeah, that went pretty well. Once I got that, got the water drained out, I whipped out my handy seed chart that I whipped up in Excel, because for some reason I just can't go willy-nilly. I gotta have it all laid out ahead of time. So here's my seeding chart and how I have things all set up, and spent an hour or so putting little seeds in each one of those holes. I did go back to last year's videos and notice that I mentioned that I was going to use 1.5 inch rock wool squares as opposed to 2 inch to hopefully make that a little easier once they come out of the sheet into the individual pots, easier to repot into the intermediate containers. So this is a sheet of 98, and it's pretty much full except for 3 little slots. So once I got them all seated up properly, I threw the tray in the small tent, put the humidity dome on top, put the light right on top of that. Hopefully we don't have as many tall lankies this year. And let them just sit for a while. Left the light on 24 hours a day. And as a matter of fact, I've not turned it off for 2 weeks now. I was initially quite happy. I seeded them on a Saturday. On Wednesday, I started having the seeds come up already. Little sprouts come up. I thought that was pretty good, but it turned out they were only on the outside that wasn't directly underneath the heat mat. All those seeds seemed to sprout. The inner ones did not. After a week, same kind of thing. So what I did is I pulled the heat mat. I didn't pull it, but I just unplugged the heat mat underneath the tray and seemed to have had better luck. I still have, after 2 full weeks, this is where we stand right now. The numbers in the chart here are how many days since I planted the seeds in the rock wool, and how many days it took for them to come up. As you can see here in the middle, I've got quite a few of my San Marzanos that haven't come up yet. Still going to give them a little while. because the ones that I planted for clones, the San Marzanos, took a little bit longer to come up as well. But if not, I've got some more, and we'll just plant some more and life will be good. And a quick check on how the mothers are doing. The mothers are in the big tent, and man, they are just getting crazy. I think I'll have plenty of suckers to pull off to make clones out of, and that should be kind of cool. I'm going to have to move these sometime in the next week. I'll be moving all my mothers into the small tent, and I'll take the little stand that's in there out so they have a bit more room to grow vertically. Right now they're a little limited, so these the brandywines, they are just taking off like crazy. And look at the, man, the size of these, the stems on some of the brandywines are just crazy. It's only been, I don't know, a month maybe since I planted the mothers. But they're all looking really good. Onions are looking kind of sad, but that's all right. So we'll move those over to the small tent, but put them on the floor so they have more room to grow up. And I'll be getting this other area ready for the flood tray. Probably not this coming week, but in the next couple of weeks we'll get the flood tray ready and pop those babies in there. Just thought I'd mention too that these mother tomato plants are kind of difficult to water, the ones in the back. So I'm using the side access panels, the zippered access panels, to kind of get in there, water them from the side. Anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up for this week. We'll do more probably next week. We'll get some video of moving these tents around and that sort of thing, and the progress of our little seedlings, see how they're doing. So, have a good one. Take care. See ya.